Welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be looking at before and after, how to design cool stuff.
By John McWade.
Right, John McWade. It's a book absolutely packed with practical techniques for design,
Absolutely.
and we're going to sort of like distill the essence of it for you today, hopefully. So
Good nuggets, hopefully.
yeah. So imagine learning to design without rulers,
Oh.
or finding hidden color palettes,
Oh, nice.
or making your designs tell stories. These are just a few of the things that we're going to be looking at. And to help us along the way, we have a design expert here to break down not just the how, but also the why behind the techniques.
That's right. McWade's work really is a fantastic resource for, well, for anyone, whether they're a seasoned designer or just starting out. So,
Okay, let's dive right in. So one of the first things that caught my eye was this idea of designing without rulers.
oh,
And it almost sounds counterintuitive, but he makes a really strong case for actually using the image itself as a guide for your design choices, whether it be the typefaces or the layout and so on.
So I think that the really interesting thing here is how McWade teaches us to recognize the design elements inherent within any image.
So
He illustrates how everyday objects possess natural grids, natural proportions that we can use as a framework for our designs.
I love that example that he uses with the globe and the man,
Yeah.
and just the spaces between them and the relative sizes and how that
Uh-huh.
creates a natural grid, almost like a hidden blueprint.
Precisely. So by aligning our design decisions with these pre-existing visual cues, we create a sense of harmony, a sense of coherence,
Right.
which then, of course, reinforces the message.
It's like the image is whispering design secrets to you.
Yes.
And we just need to learn how to listen. Another thing that McWade dives into is the power of the empty page.
Okay.
And he emphasizes the significance of the setup stage.
Right.
So decisions like page size, orientation, margins, these all have a huge impact.
You know, it's so crucial that empty space isn't just, well, it's not just blank. It carries its own weight. It influences how the viewer perceives the content.
So, for example, a portrait orientation versus a landscape.
Yeah, portrait orientation, that sort of draws the eye inward.
Right.
It focuses attention, whereas, landscape encourages the eye to wander across the page.
I see. And what about the impact of margins?
Yeah, wider margins create a sense of significance around the content, whereas a spread, two facing pages, offers a different dynamic altogether.
Oh, I see.
I like how McWade even gives us this clever trick for visually calculating margins using diagonals.
Oh, great.
Really a practical tip for anyone to implement.
Yeah, these little tips and tricks are what make this book so valuable. It demystifies design. Let's move on to color now.
Sure.
McWade presents a fascinating method for uncovering hidden color palettes within photos
Yes, this is a really innovative technique.
using the color wheel. Right.
Using the color wheel, it takes all the guesswork out of color selection. He walks you through reducing the photo's pixel colors with the mosaic filter. Then you sample the prominent colors,
Right.
and then you arrange them by hue and value on the wheel.
So essentially, you're creating a palette based on the image's inherent colors.
Exactly. And then by experimenting with the image against different color swatches,
Right.
you uncover harmonious palettes that were already present within the photo.
But that example he uses with the red-haired model, that's just a fantastic illustration.
Yeah, that's a great one.
You can really see how the mood shifts and the message shifts based on the background color.
Selecting the right palette isn't just about, well, aesthetics. It's about aligning your visuals with the message you want to convey.
And speaking of alignment, McWade has this unique approach to typeface selection.
Okay.
He advocates for matching the typeface's visual characteristics to those of the image.
I like that.
So he uses the tree image example
Oh, yeah.
to demonstrate this concept, comparing serif, sans serif, and script typefaces against the tree's texture and lines.
Looking at them at different viewing distances, right?
Right.
And analyzing how their shapes and their lines interact with the image's overall feel.
And that tip about turning typefaces upside down,
Oh, yeah.
so you can
Or
really
better see.
see the nuances.
Yeah, it's such a simple but effective way to train your eye
Exactly.
to recognize the individual personality of each typeface.
It's almost like finding the perfect dance partner for your visuals,
I love that.
right? McWade then goes on to talk about creating visual flow within a design.
Okay.
And he talks about all these dynamic ways to work with photos.
Yeah, emphasizing cropping for scale and story, utilizing details to create focal points, establishing visual hierarchy.
I was so amazed by his example of turning a single photo of a chair
Oh, wow.
into a multi-image website display.
Oh, that's a good one.
Talk about just design versatility.
Yeah. He also leverages color relationships, analogous and complementary colors to really generate visual harmony or contrast.
So it's not just about picking the right colors.
Right.
It's about how they play with each other
Absolutely.
and with the composition. Moving on to captions.
Sure.
McWade sees captions as more than just labels.
Much more, yes. He introduces this concept of voiceover captions,
Okay.
where the shape and placement of the caption, they mirror and they amplify the image,
I see.
seamlessly integrating text into the visual narrative.
He uses some really compelling examples like the snowmobile caption that emphasizes motion,
Right.
or the leaf caption that creates a focal point,
Yes.
or the model caption that balances the composition.
These examples really showcase how captions can become active participants in the storytelling process.
Right.
They add depth and meaning to the design.
It's like giving your visuals a voice.
Yeah.
Literally. As we sort of delve deeper into these techniques, you really start to see how McWade's approach, it transcends simple makeovers. Right. It's more about fostering a deeper comprehension of design principles
Absolutely.
and their application in all sorts of different contexts.
For sure.
His work has had a lasting impact on my approach to design.
That's great to hear.
It's a constant reminder to look beyond the surface and
Yes.
and really consider the why
Yeah.
behind every decision. So let's take a moment to recap what we've learned so far.
Okay.
How about we come up with a top 5 list
Yes.
of key takeaways?
Okay, sounds good. Let's distill some of these insights for our listeners.
Okay, so number 1.
All right, number 1.
We explored that unexpected concept of designing without rulers.
Using the image itself as a guide.
Yeah, exactly. Number 2.
Okay, number 2, we uncovered the subtle but significant power of the empty page
Right?
and those initial setup decisions.
Crucial setup decisions.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3, we learned about McWade's ingenious technique for finding hidden color palettes within photos using the color wheel.
Right. And number 4.
Number 4, we discovered the art of matching typefaces to images based on their visual properties.
And their interplay.
Absolutely, their interplay.
And finally, number 5.
Number 5, we delved into McWade's methods for creating visual flow.
Right.
From cropping, scaling photos, to utilizing color relationships effectively.
We'll be back shortly with more design wisdom from before and after, how to design cool stuff.
Stay tuned. So ready to dive back into McWade's world of design.
Absolutely. One section that I found particularly interesting was his chapter on designing websites.
Oh, yeah.
And specifically, he presents this really wonderful example of a small, beautifully designed site
Right.
that would be perfect for, professionals or small businesses.
He calls it the small format website,
Mhm.
kind of challenging that assumption that websites need to be big and flashy to be effective.
Exactly. And he shows how a minimalist approach
Yes.
with a focus on, clear typography,
Mhm.
strategic white space,
Of course.
and carefully chosen imagery can really create a site that's both visually appealing
Right.
but also easy to navigate.
And he outlines the process in these simple steps,
Mhm.
emphasizing the importance of visual hierarchy, consistent typography, and clear navigation.
I really appreciate how he incorporates a grid system
Oh, nice.
to structure the content
Right.
and create that sense of order
Uh-huh.
without feeling rigid
Yeah, without being restrictive.
or restrictive.
Provides a framework for arranging elements harmoniously, but still allows for that flexibility and
And
creativity.
his use of a gallery section
Oh, yeah.
to showcase images is really brilliant.
Oh, for sure.
Especially for, photographers, designers, anyone
Right. Anyone with a visual
with
portfolio.
a visual portfolio.
Yeah. It's a testament to the power of simplicity and visual storytelling,
Right.
letting the images speak for themselves.
Right.
You create impact without overwhelming the viewer.
And then he goes on to give some really insightful advice on crafting web headers
Okay.
that are eye-catching.
So how does he break that down?
Well, he breaks it down into 3 key components. You've got the logo,
Uh-huh.
you've got the navigation,
Okay.
and then some sort of visually engaging element, whether it's
Yeah.
a photograph
Right.
or a graphic.
I see. So it's that three-section approach.
Exactly.
It balances functionality with visual appeal.
Right.
You've got the logo to establish identity,
Uh-huh.
the navigation to provide those clear pathways,
Exactly.
and then the visual element to draw the visitor in.
And he even suggests sampling colors from the photo
It's nice.
for the header
Oh, okay.
to create a harmonious palette.
Yeah, maintaining that color continuity,
Yeah.
really crucial. Builds cohesion.
Strengthens the brand.
Strengthens the brand identity.
And I love how he encourages using type creatively
Oh, interesting.
in the header,
Okay.
really thinking about the typeface's personality
Uh-huh.
and how it contributes to the website's overall tone.
Attention to typographic detail like that, it can elevate a good design to a great one.
Absolutely. But McWade's insights go beyond digital design.
Oh, okay.
He offers some really valuable tips for print projects as well.
All right.
So his chapter on designing presentations, for example, really emphasizes simplicity and clarity.
He calls it the art of visual brevity,
Right.
reminding us that presentations, well, they should be visually engaging, but they shouldn't overshadow the speaker's message.
Right. So he advocates for, plain backgrounds.
Yeah,
Clear typefaces,
of course.
minimalist use of graphics,
The focus should be on using visuals to support the message.
not just to decorate the
Well,
slide.
just as a decorate.
He even suggests incorporating elements of surprise and humor
Oh,
to keep the audience engaged. So presentations can be both informative
right.
but also entertaining.
Yeah, keep them on their toes.
Exactly.
I like how he recommends using metaphorical images
Oh yeah.
to create a deeper connection with the audience.
Like that example of the hand reaching for the apple
Oh, yeah,
to represent a company's growth.
Conveys the message instantly and memorably.
It's just so clever.
Yeah.
McWade also shares this really unique approach to designing reports.
Okay.
And he introduces this concept of designing below the line.
Below the line.
And I'm kind of curious, what does that mean?
So he uses a horizontal line as this visual anchor for the content.
Uh-huh.
It creates this sense of visual flow,
Yeah.
and it makes the report feel, well, more inviting and
that's okay.
open.
So the content sits below this line, almost like a horizon.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
And he uses columns of varying widths to add visual interest and to guide the reader's eye through the information.
And he uses pull quotes
Oh, yeah.
and visuals
Nice.
to break up the text.
Makes it more engaging, less intimidating.
Right.
And starting all stories at the top of the page.
Oh, okay.
Maintaining that open space above the line for continuity.
It's a really elegant
It is.
approach. Speaking of elegant approaches, he offers some wonderful tips on designing brochures.
All right. So what kind of brochures does he talk about?
Well, he covers a range of styles, from the traditional trifold to the more unconventional story-style brochure.
Emphasizing storytelling.
Right, using visuals and text
Yeah.
to create that narrative flow.
Of course. And he demonstrates how to use varying column widths, type sizes to establish that visual hierarchy and rhythm.
His incorporation of a strong visual theme,
Yeah.
like that butterfly in the Southwest Mental Health Center brochure,
Oh, yeah.
it's so effective.
Unifies the piece, creates a lasting impression.
It really does. And he even includes this excellent example of a pocket-sized brochure.
Oh, wow.
It shows you how to present a lot of information
Right.
in a compact
Yeah.
but really engaging format.
A testament to his ability to think outside the box and find creative solutions.
Exactly. He
Right.
really understands the impact of small format design as well.
Okay.
So his examples of postcards and business cards
Oh.
really demonstrate how to pack a visual punch
Yeah.
despite the limited space.
What's his approach there?
He advocates for a bold minimalist approach
Mm-hmm.
using strong imagery and clear typography
All right.
to make a statement.
That business card that doubles as an envelope of grass seeds.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Genius, functional beauty at its finest.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that design can be both practical
Right.
and visually stunning.
Absolutely.
He also delves into designing logotypes,
Mm.
specifically text-only logos.
Oh, interesting.
And he stresses the importance of understanding the natural patterns of letters
Mm-hmm.
and using those to create visually appealing
Oh, okay.
and memorable word marks.
So he showcases a variety of techniques there.
He does, yeah, from manipulating letter spacing to using different typefaces
Mm-hmm.
to evoke specific moods or associations.
His breakdown of the design process for the Nagano Urban Grill logo is a great example.
Right,
He
yeah.
explores all these different typographic approaches to capture the essence of the brand.
It's a masterclass in typographic expression
Thank you.
and really the power of visual communication.
As we've gone through all these examples,
Right.
it's clear McWade possesses a deep understanding of design principles
Mm-hmm.
and a real talent for explaining them
Yeah.
in an accessible and inspiring way.
Absolutely. His work is just a treasure trove of practical tips and techniques
That it is.
that can help anyone
Mhm.
improve their design skills
Yeah.
and create visuals that truly communicate.
Oh.
So let's take another quick break here.
Okay.
And when we return, we'll wrap up our deep dive into before and after, how to design cool stuff,
Sounds good.
with some final takeaways. All right, welcome back to our deep dive into before and after.
We've covered so much ground.
We have. But, beyond the individual techniques, I think what really sticks with me is just McWade's overall design philosophy.
Yeah.
This emphasis on simplicity, clarity, visual storytelling.
That's the real gem, isn't it? He doesn't give you rules. He
Right.
shows you how to think like a designer.
Exactly.
See the world with fresh eyes, discover creative solutions.
I love that. He really encourages us to analyze the why behind each design choice
Oh, for sure.
to make sure that the visuals are communicating the message effectively.
It all boils down to communication, really.
Right.
Using visuals to convey meaning, tell stories, and connect with others.
And I think as we conclude our exploration of before and after,
Okay.
I want to leave you with this final thought.
Okay.
Design isn't just for, the professionals.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's a skill that anyone can cultivate and use.
It can enrich your life.
Exactly. So whether you're crafting a presentation for work or designing a flyer for a community event or even just arranging flowers in a vase, these design principles, they can guide your decisions.
Oh, absolutely.
They can help you elevate the ordinary
Elevate the ordinary.
and bring a little beauty into your everyday life.
So embrace that inner designer.
Yes.
Let McWade's insights be your guide on this creative journey.
And now, as promised, let's recap those key takeaways. A 10-point summary
All right, 10 points.
of McWade's wisdom.
To design cool stuff.
Exactly, to help you design cool stuff.
Yeah.
So number 1, see the image as your guide.
Let those inherent grids and proportions inform your choices.
Number 2, recognize the power of the empty page.
Page, size, orientation, margins, they're all key players in your design.
Number 3, unlock those hidden color palettes within your photos.
Using that color wheel, extract the hues and values already present to create those harmonious and effective combinations.
Number 4, match typefaces to images thoughtfully.
Consider their visual properties and how they interact at different viewing distances.
Number 5, create visual flow.
Strategically crop and scale images, use details as focal points, and establish a clear hierarchy.
Number 6, think of captions as voiceovers.
They should amplify your message. Let their shape and placement mirror and enhance the image.
Number 7, embrace simplicity and clarity in your presentations.
Plain backgrounds, clear typefaces, visuals that support, not distract from your message.
Number 8, when designing reports, try that below-the-line technique
Use that horizontal line as a visual anchor.
to guide the eye.
Yeah, to guide the reader's eye.
Number 9, in your brochures, prioritize storytelling.
Use visuals and text to create a narrative flow and consider a strong visual theme for cohesion.
And number 10, even small format designs like postcards, business cards, can have a big impact.
Bold imagery, clear typography, make a statement.
We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive and found McWade's insights valuable.
Keep experimenting, keep learning, keep designing.
And we'll see you next time.